realised something, and I didn't think about this before. Right there, you three have all went through Curva programmes out with the club. Obviously, helped get there with the club. You were in them before you came to the club.
Yeah.
Since you two came to the club, we put you into Curva programmes, and I'm sure we've got Tyler and Junior coming on next. They were at them as well, weren't they?
Yeah.
So that's bizarre that the 5 kids that have progressed well over the last 12 months have all came into the club, embraced the Curva culture, and done things in their own time with the club with Curva. I don't think that's a mistake. Do you guys?
No, not at all.
No, because you were doing a lot of Curva before.
Yeah.
And so, do you think Curva itself gives us an advantage as a club and provides a good thing for the kids and players?
100%, because it teaches you like new skill moves to go and beat a defender if you're not that confident. Just even the drills that they do to keep the ball, the possession, all of that helps a lot, I think.
Going by what you just said there, and the fact that you're in quite a lot of photographs for Curva, are you the poster boy? Did they pay you?
I don't know.
And what about you two guys? What do you just think of the Curva programme? Is it helped the fact that you were at a club that was a Curva partner club, and then obviously when she came, you went to these other Curva programmes? Is it something that's helped you get to where you are?
I think so. I think so, definitely, because as I said, the Curva's just it's a perfect bridge between grassroots to pro youth, and the level of players is just that correct spot that's just in between. It's just below pro youth, but it's just above grassroots. And it certainly helped moving on, because it made you kind of ready for the level of player you could be coming up against.
And you're a goalkeeper, and Curva often gets accused. I've had it for our coaches in the past that not all of our coaches embraced Curva. It was quite a change of management change we had to go through to get to where we are now, where the majority of our coaches are comfortable with Curva. But when we introduced it at first, there was a lot of resistance, because a lot of people think they know everything and they know best, and they don't like new ideas. So managing that change in the club was a wee bit difficult. And a lot of the people who didn't really buy into Curva say, "Oh, there's nothing for goalies, but you're a goalkeeper." How's that worked?
Well, see, that's where kind of older school style of play clashes with newer kind of playing, because goalkeepers have got to use their feet nowadays. You can't be a goalkeeper and just know how to punt the ball at the pitch nowadays, because that's not what clubs are looking for. So Curva certainly helped with in terms of my like ball control and passing and stuff, which you really need. And I don't think I would have got that if I was just at a grassroots club. I got that from Curva, being able to play out from the back. It also helped me being a right back before, but I certainly think that it definitely improved with Curva.
Yeah, I suppose you had that advantage that you played a lot of football outfield, so a lot of the goalies in the modern game were expected to become sweeper keepers almost. You know, that would have been a wee bit more natural. You and Cody, do you think the Curva programmes through Sons of Struth and the ones that added on with Sons of Struth, did they benefit you?
Yeah, people say that also because I'm a centre back, I won't need it as much as other players. But see the players that you come up against in Curva and stuff, like for instance up in Edinburgh that we go to, like you're coming up against good players that know good skills and stuff, and so you can try and defend that because I'm a centre back. But it still helps.
He's played against kids from Iceland, Sweden, Norway. I think there was a Danish team there, but I can't remember if any of us played them. So, but you enjoyed that trip. What was the highlights of that trip for you, Tyler?
Same as Junior, playing against new, like different teams. The way they play, it's a lot harder, but it's not too hard. But I could keep up with them a wee bit. But started to tire me the next day, but done quite good. It's like just them passing it, just look good. Better than what we were passing it like.
It's hard to try and adapt to their play style. It's different.
What was hard about it, Junior?
Yeah, like with their passing, you're trying to like move and they're just knocking it by you, and then they're playing it and they're just kicking it around the corners. It's just hard to deal with.
To be fair, you were in what turned out to be the most successful Sons of Struth team ever that year that you had at under 13s, and you were used to probably playing a lot of teams that weren't giving you a challenge and were winning quite comfortably. And even when we came across better teams, we were able to match them, and we weren't maybe pushed as much as you were. So getting you into that environment in Sweden, half of the reason for going was to get used to that. Let's look at what good looks like, and a step above hopefully what you were playing against in the league games. Did you enjoy that? Was it worthwhile doing it, or was it something that you're thinking, well, what was the point in putting us in against teams that were better than us? Did you get was a positive to be taken out of
Yeah,
that? In what way?
like fitness and all.
Mhm.
It got us like prepared for like big games that were coming up, like Scottish Cup and that, which was good. But we didn't make it through quarterfinals because penalties.
Horrible penalties,
Penalties.
Brutal.
Well, we won a tournament last year at this time of year. Last year, if you remember rightly, down in the early international tournament there, we won that in penalties. So it's just one of the things. You win some, you lose some. But I'd have swapped the penalties for the Scottish Cup penalties,
So that.
and it was ironically the same team, wasn't it? Kilwinning.
Aye.
But I know that was a tough day. But I think that whole season we only lost 3 times in the 3 World Cup games. Last 8 of the Scottish Cup, we got beat in the semi-final of the West Region, and we got beat in the final of the League Cup. So, but for the wee, bits of luck, we might have had 4 trophies, an extra 3 that year. But it was a great achievement. Do you understand that what he's done was special?
Yeah.
Aye.